If you're an exotical Barbie and you know your worth and you speak your truth like Huda, they gonna hate on you. And then even as far as people will hate on you like it's a trend, as we seeing right now. Let's get started. So I've been seeing a lot of things on discourse and on online, like on social media and whatnot. A lot of people giving Huda hate when Huda is the most realistic woman I've seen on that show besides Amaya. And a lot of times when I see people hate, even though we're on episode 27, people keep mentioning episode 1 and 2, and it seems like they keep mentioning the parts that they are showing, like on TikTok, because you know how TikTok sometimes posts like small things from like the show and whatnot, not the whole picture. Yeah, that's why I'm noticing so much. And that's why I know it's exotical, because let's be honest here, Huda has face, Huda has body, okay, and Huda has all of that, and she has all the men looking, if I'm gonna be honest, and she has the girls insecure, except for Maya. And the reason I'm bringing this up because, like, I notice this so much, especially, let's say, even if you're not on TV, let's say at your job, like, let's say you're one of the baddies, you know you're beautiful, you know, like, or you probably, you probably stuck out like a sore thumb, like, you know, like on Legally Blonde, when she wore all pink, I forgot the character's name, but you know what I'm talking about, she's really beautiful and whatnot. People be like, oh, look at her, she's dressed in pink, and other people like, oh yeah, like, why is she dressed like that? And they don't even know the girl, and they only commenting on people who think they know the girl and whatnot, they just hating on her. Yeah, that happens too many times. Anyways, let me talk about the show. Well, not the show, but let me like give my input. So with that being said, many, like, I already talked about my other video how Huda, how she's basically, if I want to be honest with you, she's very open. She really expresses her emotions, and I would say she's very willing to change. And many people say that as immature, when in reality, she's being very mature with expressing herself to make her and her partner know, which is why I love Chris, because he understands Huda, that she's open to talk, express, and take accountability, rather than be like, well, it's on you if you haven't done this, if you haven't done that. No, I like how she like talks, she gives her input and whatnot, because it seemed like on the show, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, a lot of these girls are mad fake, including Adriana, because I was trying to give her I'll talk about it later in another video, or actually we'll talk about her now, because not like she has no personality. But anyways, so Huda, what's I gonna say? Huda seems to not only express her emotions and talk about it, it also seems like the girls on the show, they try to make it, how should I say it, like, it's like they try to protect their image at all costs. And then not only that, like, it only seemed like they in there to win for the money, if I'm gonna be really honest here. And it seemed like they tried to, how should I say it, trying to find the correct words. Don't get mad at me. English is one of my, okay, you guys already know. Let me stop apologizing for that. But I feel as though because they not really that open like Amaya and like Huda, they just try to ride for the vibe. Like, they try to be like the cool girl. Yes, a cool girl. Like, they try to be like, oh, I like, for a second, for show you, like, oh, I don't mind if my man go talks and whatnot. Like, oh, okay, you're talking to other girls and whatnot, and then get mad at Huda during our heart race challenge. Yes, that is the whole point of the challenge, to make someone heart race. Sweetheart. And then she's like, oh, well, no, that's her best friend and whatnot. She didn't set any boundaries. Okay? Huda, in the beginning of this of the show, She did set boundaries, and maybe was like, "Oh, you're being insecure, or you're being rude to me." No, she is setting boundaries. When Iris came over to kiss Jeremiah, she did a whole back bend and said, "Get off my man," okay, and and then like she set boundaries. Unlike Shelly, she didn't really set anything. If that makes sense. Like Huda is very open, and then not only that, was gonna say, she just makes sure what she is doing, what she's saying is clear. And I feel as though many people, because the reason I'm bringing that part up, because during a heart race challenge, if Ace was about Shelly, like Shelly is about Huda, then how come he didn't be like, hey, it's over, like stop, or like do what sometimes, like, you know how sometimes, like how some people do sometimes on Love Island, when they don't want to kiss one, and they kind of move their head, or they're like, oh no, don't do too much. He could have done that. He didn't do any of that. He was like, hey, you know. And then, yeah, I feel as though that there's a huge double standard with Huda, and I feel like they try to definitely like what's that called, make her feel bad, like we saved you and you're gonna treat us like this. Girl, this ain't no Friendship Island, this is Love Island. Like, get a grip. We here to find love, and I'm here to be friends. If we are gonna be friends, I'm gonna let you know we're gonna pass a homie around. You know what I'm saying? You can still be friends, but pass them around. Or make it clear and be like, hey, we're closed off, or we're this and that and the other. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all keep getting mad at Huda for everything she does. Like, they'd be like, oh, Huda, don't do this and do that. Oh, Huda, I feel like you're doing too much. Oh, it's that. And let's talk about Alondria when she said, oh, Huda, you doing too much. Like, you doing mad crazy stuff and whatnot. Alondria, how come you never told Sierra about your kiss? I don't even like Sierra. I hope she get kicked off. Especially how she was being racist with the to Chinese people, because one thing I don't like is racist people. They should have kicked her off like how they did to what's her name? You'll sleep. I don't even know. You guys know who the girl I'm talking about, right? Anyways, but yeah, you did that to your quote unquote homegirl, right? But you didn't tell her that, and then also too, you expose Huda's business. Like, I don't like that mean girl type stuff. Like, because one thing about you and Exotical Barbie, like Huda, is that if you make one mistake, or if you see what you did as a mistake, like her setting boundaries, her being very openly clear, her talking to everyone and telling you in front of your face, and she's gonna make sure it's the same note behind your back. You know what I'm saying? Many people will get mad at you. They'll be like, oh, she thinks she's all that. Oh, why she being insecure? Like, she needs to, like, what's that call it? Be more open. She needs to, and when she does be open, oh, you need to, like, not do too much. No. And I'm gonna make a real life example right now. Like, for example, let's say at your job, right? You all wear the same uniform, right? And then because you're beautiful, and let's say you're like a quiet girl, you're a very quiet, pretty girl and whatnot. And then they be like, oh, she's off to herself. She thinks she's better than everybody. Oh, look at her. Why are you not trying to talk to us? I feel like you're not trying to be part of the team. You want to get criticized for that. And then once you be like, for example, you be like, oh, hi, good morning. I like your shirt. And then you be pulled off into the office, be like, you need to stop flirting, because we don't like flirting here in this office. You get what I'm saying here? There's a huge double standard when you're exotical. And then plus two, Huda is like the type, if I'm gonna be honest, in the show. Which is why you think all those guys got upset when Jeremiah was with Huda? They're like, oh, you need to let her go, you need to let her go, let her go. And then they get you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's in real life too. I want to say that in real life too, because like, let's say you and a hot guy, right? Now, I'm not saying, before I start this scenario, Jeremiah and Huda was not good for each other, so please, I don't want to make it seem like they was, but I would definitely say, like, they was very upset, especially Ace, because Ace likes Huda, especially considering the following that he follows her on Instagram before they even got on the show. But let me keep going. Is that when, let's say you as an Exotical Barbie, right, and then you get with a guy right now, right, and if the guy's friend wants to get with you, they will start any nonsense up like, oh, she's cheating on you, I saw her talking to another guy, and that other guy is your grandpa. Like, or they be like oh, she's very toxic, you need to leave her, she's very nagging and whatnot, and just you saying, hey, can you close the door when you leave the house? Like, you know what I'm saying? And Ace was doing all that, and because Ace was trying to, and you guys seen on episode 27 when he's like, oh, well, like when he got mad when Amaya Papaya was told that she was America's most, I forgot what it's called, and he's like, and he basically upset because that was his goal towards the in the show and not, right? And plus, and he was like scheming one night and trying to make sure all the guys was on his side, and they all had the same mindset, agree on everything, which is why you saw them jump in Austin when he voted off Charlie, okay? And then not knowing they're being hypocritical, because here's Taylor going to Huda saying something, oh, you guys need to like chill, you guys need to break off and find other connections, while Taylor and Alondria are literally together doing the exact same thing, okay? Anyways, let's jump back to the future, which is why a lot of them get mad at Chris, because Chris is not following that mindset. He's not. He's like, okay, why are you getting mad that I like Huda? It's because they still, even though they're in a relationship, and this shows for Exotical Barbies, there's many guys that's in a relationship, that's married, that still want you. Disgusting. And you're probably like, okay, why didn't, like, for example, Ace got with Huda in the first place, or how come that guy didn't get with you in the first place and not? Because they don't respect you. Again, like, they see Exotical Barbies as a fantasy, but they still mistreat you. And there's even real life examples, like, you see celebrities all the time, like Cardi B. Cardi B is an Exotical Barbie, and when you saw how she got mistreated by Offset, right? See, what's her name? Is that the singer Sierra, if I'm not mistaken, by I forgot his name. You see it all the time. Just because you're the guy's type doesn't mean he's going to treat you any better. But that doesn't mean, what's I call it? No. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's going to treat you any better. And especially if he's doing games like what Ace is doing and whatnot. Because Ace is not only playing games with Huda, he's also playing games with Shelly. Because, like, you notice how he's doing all the grand gestures, which is why you should watch out for remember how I said in my video to watch out for narcissistic men, how to do grand gestures in the beginning, like how Ace did with Shelly, how he cooked her breakfast, we're gonna do a date, we're gonna work out and whatnot. You don't see him doing that anymore. You really don't. Not like he did with the first episodes. He's hugging, kissing with other girls and whatnot. He's like, oh, I said, well, that's part of my connection. I said, well, that's part of my connections. Meanwhile, here's Shelly And low-key, they kind of show black struggle love, low-key. The reason I'm saying that, because why is Shelly putting more work than Ace? Ace over here being like, oh, I'm just still trying to find my connection. You know, I still want to be open up and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And then Shelly, actually, you know what? It's not black struggle love, but it's definitely a struggle. Because like I'm still trying to understand why did Huda had to apologize, and she shouldn't have, for making her friend upset. Actually, that's not her friend. She just wanted apologizing to the person, quote unquote, lifeline, because they saved her. If we're going to be honest here. And when I say that people going to hate on you like it's a trend, also to considering the fact that how majority of the people in the villa was against Huda, and then how people, and let's start with the villa, and then I'm gonna start with real life, like not real life, outside of villa, and then I'm gonna talk about real life. So inside the villa, like when, what's I call it? Because people inside the villa, I don't think they want to admit it or not. They like the drama. They like the black sheep out, the black sheep. And they used Huda as a black sheep in the beginning, and they hated when she decided to grow and expand and try to make connections and try to say, oh my gosh, look at her being all open and doing this too much. You're like, you're doing entirely too much. She's not. She's doing what she needs to do, which hence Love Island. And then on top of that, one thing I noticed is that that they have a clique. Alondria, Shelly, Sierra, and Adrena. Like, they all have this clique. And you kind of see it where they dramatize everything Huda does. Even go as far as, remember when Huda closed the door to, like, when she's inside getting ready one night, I think for bed. And then here's Adrena going back to Shelly and Alondria now. She's like, yeah, and she was so sad. She, like, slammed the door. When, what's her name? Huda actually just slightly closed the door. You see what I'm saying here? They even dramatize what you're doing just so they can hate you more. Or add more fuel to the fire, it seemed like. And outside the villa, well, no, still going inside the villa, is that, like, remember, is that what narcissistic men do, especially to exoticals, they don't want anyone to have you. So they will spread lies about you. They will say you did certain type of stuff, or they try to be like, oh, you acting way too much or whatnot, just for them to want to have you. Think about it. That's what Ace did with Huda. Okay? And then going outside the villa, like in real life world, when you had people who didn't watch the show over here saying oh my gosh, look at her, she's doing this, that, and the other, look, and then they be going to her social media page, they're like, oh, she had a mommy makeover. See how they dramatize everything? Like, they had to, like, Huda didn't have body even before her birth, and then they like, oh, she saved money for a mommy makeover. Babes, you looking like a sloppy pepperoni, and you gonna talk about Huda? Please. And then they over here making fun of her getting a rhinoplasty and whatnot. Like, they over exaggerating. Like, they saying like, oh, like they try to make it seem like people who get plastic surgery is a bad person. And then yet they gonna like Marilyn Monroe. The reason I bring up Marilyn Monroe is because Marilyn Monroe had plastic surgeries. A lot of people have plastic surgeries, but what's I call it? And because it didn't really show the before and after whatnot, you don't even know about it. You probably won't even know about it till like years later, or probably till they like pass away and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, they just use that as an opportunity to just hate on Huda, right? Also too, I love, what's gonna say? not love. They also will bring up things you did in the past, even though you apologize. Because one thing, a lot of people who jump on the hate train, they will not even listen that you apologize. They would just be like, "Oh, well, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that." Like, yeah, girl, I already apologized, and why are you in this business? It's not even towards you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'd be like, well, I feel as though, and they was never even part of the problem. They was never part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a story time, but I'm not going to give it here in this video because I don't want to make it too long. But I definitely understand Huda. I hope Huda knows that she's loved, especially here over here in this channel. And then another thing is that they would start doing things, saying things that is so out of pocket. For example, you have people right now saying Huda has white woman tears. Huda is a Palestinian woman, okay? And it's almost like they discredit like how she is what's I call it, a brown woman. Like she, like it almost like, because if that's the case, why they keep saying that she cries like a, I'm not gonna say it, but like a it rhymes with like a Barius, if that makes sense, because I noticed that they do that a lot. Also too, I just feel as though like they would definitely do that to you, because like for example, like let's say like because I know they definitely do this, like especially like for you and Exotical Barbie, especially if you look like a woman of color, if that makes sense, or if you are a woman of color, they would definitely do that to you. Like they would be like, oh, she's acting like a like this and that, the other, and you're like, how am I? And you like, I'm not even close to that, or I'm not even acting like that. Like they'd be like, oh, she, like they look, oh yeah, this is one, the biggest one they would say. They'd be like, oh, she's bullying me and she being very mean to me and I hate it. And it's just you being like, hey, can you stop doing that, please? Thank you. You know what I'm saying here? Yeah, I would definitely say you definitely experienced that, like how Huda is. Anyways, this is one of my biggest topics because I love Huda and I love how I'm seeing on reality TV, even though we're not seeing everything. But I'm seeing enough to be like, I don't like Shelly, I don't like Adrena, and I don't like Alondria, and I don't even like Sierra. I'm glad Austin left. I need Sierra to leave, and I need Taylor to, I don't know if I want Taylor to go, honestly, because of Clark, but I don't know. I just feel like, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me know. Are you a Huda? Have you experienced this before? How you feel about Huda on the show? Has she grown on you? You know, like, do you feel like the people on the show is fake? Have you ever been with girls like this? You know what I'm saying? They had mistreated you or trying to like, what's it called? Join in to get their lick back or to like click up against you as an Exotical Barbie or not? Let me know. Let me know. Comment down below, like and subscribe for some more. Bye, Exotical Barbies.